Hello everyone, it's Melanie. I have been on a Christmas journal making kick the past couple of weeks, and I thought that I would take a few minutes to document the journals that I have made thus far this year. So, if you're interested in a little tour, I'll just flip through them real quick and show you, and maybe you can get some ideas for journals of your own. Maybe some inspiration. So the story of this journal, this is the first Christmas journal that I made, but it didn't start out as a Christmas journal. It started out as an experiment where I was trying to figure out how to make a journal cover out of a shopping bag. So this is that Anthropologie shopping, it's just that little standard little standard size bag. And I cut the bag completely up, opened it out. These are the side panels, half of the side panels, and then I just overlapped the bottoms, glued that together, and then for the inside I just Mod Podged on a variety of scrap papers from different books that I had. So originally this was not a Christmas journal, and everything that I put in here, the papers that I put in, it was just kind of an experiment. So it was things like MAC pages and ledger pages, and this is a file folder, some office paper. But everything I put in here originally was just generic, mostly white. It didn't have any kind of theme to it. So then when I got it finished, I thought, oh, this would be a cute Christmas journal. So I went back through with a gift card and a bunch of paint and added things like wallpaper and stickers and paint, and to try to give it a Christmassy feel. So quick tour through it. This is actually a happy graduation card from this year. My daughter graduated from high school, and I bought a number of these cards from the Dollar Tree, and I love this hot pink 2018. So I had one left over, and I really wanted to use it somewhere. So I just freehand cut some letters out that say holiday season 2018. So that's my cover page there. And it's literally just, it's truly a junk journal. It's just a paperclip guy. It's truly a junk journal, craft paper and scraps and things like that. So the first page I did my Christmas gift list ideas, and it says here, from me only, and then when you open it up, it's got another warning. And of course I showed my daughter this journal, and the first thing she did was flip this page open and open this envelope, and I was like, ah, no! So it's just got I've got some lists in here, can't show them all, of gift ideas for different people. So I'm storing my top secret Christmas lists in there. And when my daughter, who's now 18, was about 4 years old, I made a really large wall advent calendar out of fabric, and each day is embroidered with the date and little candy canes and stuff. So I have filled that advent calendar for her every year since she was about, 3 or 4 years old, I guess. But this is a list. I try to keep up with, what I've bought for her calendar. So I have enough things for all the days. And that's just a list for myself of what's in her calendar. And then there's a pocket with a ruffle, and I sewed so this sewing that I did on these pages, I did after the book was assembled. So all the painting, I did after the book was already put together, since it was making it a holiday journal was kind of an afterthought. These are just some things I journaled on, papers I journaled on, and a little Christmas list that my daughter made. She's really into BTS this year. And I've just been collecting things. I think I cut this out of an Ideals magazine, and I have a little collection of vintage postcards, Christmas postcards, and I don't want to cut them up. A lot of them are late 1800s and early 1900s, and so I copied them or I scanned and made a print of it. Turned out pretty cute. So this day I documented my husband is a stormtrooper. That's my husband in the 501st, and he was in our town's parade of lights, so I documented that here. I had actually reserved 2 or 3 pages in here to put Thanksgiving photos. And then I realized when we got home Thanksgiving night, I took 0 photos on Thanksgiving. Not a single photo. So this is just a little note I wrote myself about try to remember to take some photos. So it's just got things clipped into it. There aren't a lot of pockets in here because when I was making it, it was really just an experiment to experiment with the bag. It didn't start out being a Christmas journal. So here's my Christmas card list is inside here, the cards I'm sending this year. And then the back is a little pocket. Some things I got in the mail, some friends who are starting a Kickstarter campaign for a beautiful nativity thing this year. And then I've just clipped things in. I haven't done any other journaling in here. I did make a place for receipts, so I'm keeping all of my Christmas receipts. I painted this envelope to look like a plaid. So far, the majority of what's going in here are Joann's and Tuesday Morning and Dollar Tree from making all these journals. So as you can see, I added all of this paint after it was already put together. But I've just gone through and put some things. So my intention is to actually take pictures this year and have them printed, maybe at Walgreens or whatever, and then put them in the journal and actually journal about them. And then I was also thinking I could maybe put Christmas cards that we get, things like that, put those in here. Because I think it could get really fat, which would be lovely in my opinion. This is just a page protector that I sewed in to a piece of 12 by 12 paper that I put on that side. So I have made some little Christmassy feeling tags. I went through my really old scrapbooking stuff in the basement, and I found these die cuts from the 90s. So that's what these are. This is a little thing from a scrapbooking kit in the mid-90s. So it's wallpaper and just stuff glued on, things like that. And then on the back here, I've got a pocket where I have extra scrap paper and some tags and things like that, so I can keep them together for journaling in here. So this, like I said, wasn't originally a Christmas journal, but that's kind of what it turned out to be. And after I made that, I thought, oh, I want to make another one. So I looked on YouTube at Christmas journals, and I discovered the Dollar Store Christmas Junk Journal Challenge. I'll put a link to it below. And there's an entire video that I've done on this journal that you can also find in my YouTube library. This one was a lot of fun. This was made with 15 items from dollar stores. But there's an entire video dedicated to this, so take a look at the other video if you're interested in seeing a little tour of that one. So a couple of others that I made, I have a bunch of decorator swatches, fabric swatches that I made some books out of. This one is not specifically Christmas, but it's just kind of a neutral theme, lots of ivory and vintagey feeling, tea-dyed, coffee-dyed, craft paper, some vintage ephemera. So I made this one kind of thinking that it would be very easy to convert this to, or use this as a Christmas journal. But I'm not quite finished with it. It's just got a bunch of tuck spots and, you know, things like that. And then the coloring is just, you know, really neutral. So there's that one, which you could really use any time of year. And then this one I really like because I love this piece of fabric, and you probably can't really tell, but it's gold and silver metallic embroidery all over this fabric. And then it's a single signature also, just like the one before. And for the cover I used watercolor paper. So this is watercolor paper. So I went ahead and did some little watercolor motifs on it. That's a pocket. And it just has more. It has an actual, I don't think there's any actual Christmas paper in here, but it definitely has a red and green theme. And then I've clipped in some Christmassy things. So there's another one. I really like this one. And I sewed some, on this one I sewed some beads onto the spine too, which I think turned out kind of cute. So the last one that I made is a little golden book journal, and I've made a couple of little golden book journals, but this is a new golden book. I bought this one at Target recently. This is the newest edition of the Night Before Christmas. And this one has 3 signatures. The entire story is included. This is, I don't remember where I got this fabric, but it's poinsettias. I just love this fabric. So this is just that, you know, regular old, I added a spine. It has some vintage velvet ribbon here on the front and a tassel, which I can take off if I need to. So just to flip through here, this one just has more tuck spots and tags and lace and little cluster embellishments, and I don't think I had any, I hadn't bought any Christmas paper pads, Christmas like scrapbook paper as of making this one. So I think the papers are just red and green themed. They're not, this I think must have been in a paper pad that I had, but I didn't have any Christmas paper pads just yet. So there's some music paper, some tea-dyed index cards, and plenty of pockets, tea-dyed paper, and I've got both college rule and wide rule paper in here. Plenty of journaling spots, journaling cards, tuck spots, and the entire story is in here. And I didn't have to fold the page, but I did. I don't know if you can tell, it's completely, the edges are pretty flush. I have a big guillotine paper cutter, so I trim the edges all at once I get the signatures together, so that they're all about the same. Nothing sticks out too terribly far. And these little, well, they're not fabric, they're paper and fabric, little clusters. Jessica Rapp of Two Silver Oranges, some of her YouTube videos got me started on making those, and I literally can't stop. I'll have to show you. I've got over 200 of them at this point. Not sure what I'm going to do with all of them, so I just clipped them throughout here. And like I said, this has lots of tuck spots and places to put things, places to journal. So as far as these books go, I already started kind of journaling in the big anthropology book. So I can't really decide what I want to do. I can't decide if I want to use one of these other ones this year, because I also keep a personal journal. So I can't decide if I want to use one of these this year, save it for next year. I may end up putting 1 or 2 of them in my Etsy shop, because I won't end up using them all. And by the time, if I save them for years to come, then I'll want to make new ones by then, and I'll just have a huge stockpile. So they're just so fun to make. I don't journal in them a lot, mostly because I don't do anything exciting, especially now that I'm an empty nester and my husband and I are here by ourselves trying to figure out what to do with our life now that our daughter isn't here every day. So I don't do that much. So I could journal about making journals, but anyway, so there's just some little booklets and things, little journals. So that's that one. I really like this one. I think I want to use that one next year. And then just really quick, I'll show you what Jessica has got me started on. And at last count, I had about 202 of these. And they are just paper and fabric, little bits of paper and fabric clustered together, held together with a staple. And I have had so much fun putting these together. It's a totally addictive. It's so much fun. I was using sequins and old Christmas stamps. There's a green stamp, some yarn, crepe paper. Actually, these I used some, I put some stickers on. I'm not very close to the camera there, and the autofocus is off, but anyway, there are so many of these. So I have enough of these to last multiple years, I think. So not sure what I'm going to do with all these. There's well over 200 in here now, but at least they all fit in this one little box and don't take up too much space. So that's a little tour of what I've done this year on my Christmas journals. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like down below, and I'm hoping to make more videos soon, so stay tuned, and maybe I'll do some tutorial videos or some other flip-throughs, things like that. So anyway, it was fun. Thanks guys. See you later. Bye.